Welcome, grade 7, period 6 and 7. Today I will most likely not be in class. There is a good chance I could be back near the end of your lesson, period 6, and at the end of your lesson, period 7. Um, so please be by your laptop and have Google Chats open for quick meetings at the end of the lesson. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a couple things that you need to work on today. And I'm going to show you where to sign in at the right time. If you can see here at period 6, I've already put the attendance check-in for Friday, October 9th at 8:45. So at 8:45, please say here so I know that you're up and that you're working through the science lesson. Period 7, you're at 10:35, so please at 10:35, please say you're here in this thread, okay? So what are we doing today? So today is more of a reflection day on where we are with the weather. We want you to reflect on a couple things. First thing is, when you think about the weather, do you get confused? Do you project thunderstorms coming? If you do project thunderstorms coming, then we might need to revisit lots of things. And I've created a checklist for uh, a thunderstorm type projection. Okay? Do you see clouds? You see ahead, but you want to make some adjustments before you move on to our next loop. Okay, so you might be doing this forecast because you do want to make some mistakes, or you do want to fix some of the mistakes you've made already. Do you see clear skies? I can see ahead. I've done everything that I need to do. I got a meeting on my first practice assessment. I did okay on pretty good on my model, and I'm ready to move forward. Okay, so before we forecast the future, we want to look at the past. And loop 1, you can see we've asked questions, we've modeled the super bloom phenomenon. In loop 2, we tracked the weather. For our 2 cities, we developed patterns and predictions. We even did the big 4, which is the weather learning concepts: humidity, temperature. We didn't do convection, but you could go in and learn about convection. And finally, air pressure. Okay, Nearpods. Am I done my Nearpods? So these are the things we've already done. We also did 2 practice assessments. If you haven't done the second practice assessment, that's something that you could do today. It's the Flipgrid, and it's linked into the checklist. The next, where we're going, we're going to be talking about our rain shadow effect next week, and we're going to have some activities associated with that. In about 2 weeks, we're getting close to our final assessment, our summative assessment on these 2 standards, okay? So today we want to embrace the weather. How do we embrace the weather? We need to pick a checklist. Do we not understand lots? We need to re-loop and go back to loop 1 and or loop 2, okay? So there's some documents that you can open up to see if you've done them, to make sure that we're understanding all of these things before we move forward. A lot of people in the other periods, 3, 4, and 5, have been doing re-looping in loop 2. They're fixing up their big 4 weather document. They're going through their Nearpod and finishing them and waiting for me to ask you a question. I won't be able to ask you a question today, but you can be ready by answering all of those Nearpod quiz tracking scores and putting a question in for Nearpod. This is a new activity. It's called Predicting the Weather, and it has a bunch of weather maps because that's something that you want to correct because you got an A on your first practice assessment. My Flipgrid response, I can go in and fix and redo my Flipgrid response, okay? If you're seeing clear skies, again, a couple activities. One of them was the one I showed you, predicting weather, but there's also weather review activities in here, okay? So make sure to look at that. And those people can also work on their notebooks. Have you filled out essential question 1 and 2, okay? So your goal for the whole class today is you won't be in a breakout room. You'll be working quietly by your computer. Make sure to have your Google Chats open because I may call you in for a meeting. but we want you to work through one of these checklists: thunderstorms, clouds, or sunny skies, depending on where you're at. Okay, good luck. I will share this presentation in the Google chat as well as this video.